I would not recommend getting yourself slammed into a tree without
proper padding
and someone who knows what they're doing.
Preparation,
yes.
What is the two P's? Preparation and padding?
Preparation.
It'd be good if they had three. Always remember. Proper, padding, protection, and pre-planning or something.
There you go. That works.
Hey, I'm Armando Leduc, producer, film actor, and owner of Leduc Entertainment. I've chosen a life off the beaten path and wanted to find others that are doing the same. Spaghetti on the Wall is a show based on all of the years that I've thrown spaghetti on the wall and nurtured what's stuck. We will share fun stories, ideas, tips, tricks, and more. Welcome to Spaghetti on the Wall. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Spaghetti on the Wall with Miss Sarah Fisher.
Hello.
Mrs. is when you get married, right?
Correct.
And you're not married.
Correct.
But you're on your way? How long y'all been together?
5 years.
Wow. It's about that time. It's about damn time. In a minute, I'm going to need a... All right. I'm kidding. I'm not... This is not why we're here.
Is this
we are not,
selfless promotions for your band?
No, we're not trying to force anybody to get married. What are your stances on marriage?
I think whoever decides to get married is a choice.
And insane? No, I'm just kidding.
And for those who do not, I believe is a choice as well.
Very cool.
So
Sarah Fisher, actress, stunt girl. What else do you do?
I've produced... we're writing a script.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a Stilt-Walker. I've done live entertainment.
Stilt-walking?
Shows. Yeah, Stilt-Walking.
Where?
I started in 2005 at Universal Studios. My most recents have been the New York Macy's parade. I've done that for the past, with the exception of COVID, I've done it for the past 7 years.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Yes.
Dude, yeah, go ahead. You know what? Just tell us your story. Just go ahead. Tell us your story.
Okay, so long story short, I was born in Korea, got adopted at 1.5 years old, and resided in Baltimore, Maryland. When I turned 18, I said, peace out, and I moved to Orlando, Florida. Actually, that's where I met Michael Mayhall. He was doing a show that I was working at, but...
what show was it?
Indiana Jones Epic.
Oh, you did that show.
Stunt Spectacular. I actually was part of the crew that told you to move your butts over in the seats. So I was the operations part of it.
And he did the actual show?
And he was
he Indiana?
I don't think so. You were, no, just the director. What is it called? What was your role? Assistant director role. He was the quirky guy. So
which was still stunt. Yeah, it was still stunts, right? No, it was just straight acting. Oh, really?
Oh. But I thought he was cute, but he was way too old for me. Only 6 years.
At the time?
At the time. I was cute little bubbly 18-year-old Sarah, and I was like, he's so cute. But he was dating the top stunt performer at the time, so he just had no time for anybody else.
Right.
So then I really wanted to get into entertainment. I had done musical theater. I was in my church choir for a very long time.
You sing?
I do.
What?
Yes.
Dude, you want a job? Do you want to sing in that band?
I went to Baltimore School for the Arts for drama, voice, and dance, and that was in high school. So then when I was in Orlando, I did live entertainment, the shows for Universal, and then that's where I found my passion in stilt-walking, and I really enjoyed it. It's something that I self-taught, and then with the help of a few other people, perfected. And then I traveled around the whole entire country with a cheerleading company, actually, but did stilts for that. And then a friend of mine who moved up to New York was like, hey, would you like to do the parade? And I was like, I mean, I've walked long distances. And she's like, oh, no. It's a 4.5 mile parade.
Wow.
At the speed of running. So it was
at the speed of running on stilts.
On stilts. And it was the best experience ever. And like I said, with the exception of COVID, I've done it every year since 2012.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, tell me about a story, because you do stunts. Tell me some of the movies and projects you've worked on.
We Have a Ghost. I was a stunt double. Isabel Joy. that was a lot of fun. I did a lot of passenger car riding, but if anybody knows anything about film, what a live mask is actually they make a prosthetic mask of whoever you are doubling, just in case they happen to get any close-ups of you. And I had to wear this mask, but it was like a fishbowl. So when you saw out the eyes, you could only see straight. So we're doing 180s and, we're just speed, hitting other cars hitting us. And
Whoa.
So that was a very interesting experience. And I gave props to my time at Universal because I did the entertainment department with the characters. And so I was able to have that, calm experience because I knew what it was like to wear things on your face and masks and, headgear and things like that. That was a lot of fun. And I worked with one of the top stunt coordinators in the world, Hank Amos, and he was great. And I would love to work for him again. And, so it kind of brought me into meeting a lot more people and understanding a little bit more of the stunt world. And so now I'm actually going to be working on a project, stunt doubling for Aquafina, which is a really... I'm just like starstruck a little bit. So, and Sandra Oh will be on that project as well. And, she's Korean, so I'm really, really excited.
How does somebody get into stunt work?
You date somebody who's in the stunt world.
Is that how it happens?
Yeah, actually. That's actually how I got into the film world to begin with. I did a little bit of acting classes back in 2006. Mm-hmm. When I was in Orlando. I actually, the story is really funny. When I came, Mike and I would travel back and forth because I lived in Orlando, he lived here. And one day, as I was visiting, I would just come for little weekends. And he says, hey, listen, my agent, she's in town because she lived in Mississippi. She just does these little round tables. They get dinner and they just see what everybody's up to. I was, oh, okay, yeah, go have your dinner, Don't let me interrupt. He's like, oh, it's very casual if you want to come. And I was like, awesome. So we get to the dinner, meet everybody. Hi, how are you? And it was actors and producers and, and then the agent. And then there was me, just not in the film world at all. And he had to take a phone call. He's like, I'll be right back. And I was like, great. So I sat there. Then everyone asked, what do you do? And I was like, oh, well, I'm actually a server at Walt Disney World, not in the film world. And they're like, oh, cool. Have you ever thought about it? I was like, I have. I did an indie film back in 2006. I played a server, which was very funny because I was serving at the time. And then, I said, I'm not really interested. And it was like light bulbs in their head or something because they're like, oh, she doesn't want to do it. Let's get her. So then, as he came back, we just finished dinner and everybody told their stories. And then he gets in the car and he goes, what did you tell my agent? And I was like, oh my gosh, did I just embarrass you or something? Like, what did I do? She wants to sign you. And I went, what? That can't be possible because I distinctly said I would like to not be part of the film world. And he goes, okay. And that was earlier in the year, 2017. And then by the end of the year, and I kept putting it off. Yeah, I'll get to it. And then finally I submitted her my headshot and resume. I got a contract for 2018. And then she just started submitting me for things. And it was completely scary because I had no idea what I was doing. I had taken classes, but it had been such a long time. And thankfully, Mike was there to help me. And having been in the film world for a very long time for him, he was able to give me pointers. But I actually didn't book my first thing until 2020. My first feature was 2020, and then the pandemic happened. Oh, man. So when the world opened back up in, July of 20, I think it was like mid-July, Los Angeles said, hey, we're going to figure out what this is, how we can do this. And I went and I was a PA. I worked the 14 hours. I walked around. I lost a lot of weight. Thank you very much being a PA. And I got firsthand experience of really what it was like to be on a set, understand a set, and learn from it. And then it became an obsession. Mm-hmm. I wanted to learn how they did it, what the steps were to do it, what it takes and who needs to be there and what is a grip and what does that mean and what is that piece of equipment. And then after doing a few more shows that year, I did that was actually my first stunt. I did a hand pull into a tree, which was really exciting.
What's a hand pull into a tree?
So it's a pulley system, and a hand pull is exactly what it reads. You use your own hands, your own weight with this pulley system, and then you pull that person into whatever direction you need them to go, depending on how that system is laid out. A ratchet pull would be mechanically. So then some of the quicker pulls from movies that you see that a person couldn't physically do, which was great for me, but considering it was my very first time.
A mechanical pull, like a machine is pulling you?
A machine. Mm-hmm.
It's like yanking you?
Like just yanked out, done.
I would assume people get really hurt on stuff like that if not done correctly.
If not done correctly. And that really depends on who your stunt coordinator is, who your riggers are, who is putting everything together. You know, obviously safety first on a film set, but I had Tim Bell, who is a known stunt coordinator here in the Southeast, and I felt very comfortable, very safe. He's very, very, very knowledgeable on it, and it was a great experience. And then it was, what else? Again,
right.
What else can I do, and what else can I achieve? And then from there, I went into a little bit of production, doing, essentially, it was like an office PA position, but it was for an indie, so it was more a production coordinator. And then the executive producer that we were working with was like, you seem to know what you're doing. We're going to go ahead and let you produce your own indie film. And so Michael Mayhall directed. We produced it in Los Angeles. You can find it, Christmas for Sale, on BET+. And then from there, I just kind of hit the ground running. In 2021, I pretty much booked about 9 jobs acting, which to me, again, was just amazing. And now I'm at a position where I'm starting to write. We have a screenplay that we're working on, and then hoping that will be produced. I started meeting people, and so now I'm just looking for the next thing.
Do you just keep falling into stuff?
Which is great. I'm okay with that as long as I don't get hurt.
I'll
fall anywhere.
So you got hand pulled into a tree, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Explain it. How did that go?
So the scenario was, there is this demonic entity who basically slaps me into a tree. Mm-hmm. And so the way that they rig it, you have all your padding and you have everything attached to you so you don't hurt yourself, but you start with a rehearsal process and you go into these really nice squishy pads that are essentially duct taped to the tree so that you can get the feeling of slamming into a tree. They do it slow first, and then you move on to then taking off the padding, but you still have your padding. And then depending on what type of outfit you have will determine how much padding you can have. Thankfully, I had on a jacket, so it helped hide a lot of that. And then after essentially rigging this pulley system onto me, it's just, he would fall, I would rise. It's just essentially that kind of pulley system. But it was rigged in a way that I got pulled back.
Right.
About, what was it? About 6 feet, 5 feet? 6 and 8, okay.
That's far.
6 to 8 feet. So the slam was a lot harder than I thought, but also not as hard as I thought. I knew that it was going to be hard, but it wasn't as hard, but it was definitely harder. So it was,
it was a one take?
It was, I think we did it in 3 takes. We did it 3 times.
Oof.
And then, but it was like, whoo.
Stunt guys get paid residuals, right?
Mm-hmm. Stunts are under SAG contract. So
cool. What's a stunt like that cost? Because it depends, right? I guess
it depends on what materials you'll need, what equipment, how many people.
I mean, what do you get paid on a stunt like that?
Oh, so you get your base pay, which is your SAG scale, whatever the
right.
SAG scale is at the time. There's a term called a bump, and depending on how dangerous the stunt could be, they may throw you a little bit extra because it is dangerous and you are risking a lot. This one, not so dangerous, very easy-ish. I would not recommend getting yourself slammed into a tree without
proper padding
and someone who knows what they're doing.
Preparation,
yes.
What is the 2 P's? Preparation and padding?
Preparation.
It'd be good if they had 3. Always remember, and then it could be like this 50s style, like, always remember. padding, protection, and pre-planning or something.
There you go. That works.
Do a whole stunt, tutorial.
And that's, unfortunately, I will say the one thing about New Orleans that I'm finding, especially being new to this world, there's not a lot of stunt gyms for people to learn and to get themselves a little bit more training. I mean, there's Los Angeles and New York, Atlanta, even Orlando, Florida has training gyms, but it seems that New Orleans doesn't, even though New Orleans is very film heavy. It's a very film heavy world.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows of any,
open it.
Hit me up.
open the gym. Why don't y'all open a gym?
I know I say that to Mike, but
y'all should open up a gym, Mike. No, yeah, that would interfere with producing movies. Because running a business is full time.
Oh my gosh,
dude, it is.
You would know that.
I'm sitting on several projects that I want to get done, but like I can't get them done right now. Not because I can't do it, it's because I don't have the time. To do it.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I'm working on. I will get them done though. I'm getting to a point now where the business can run itself a little bit more, where I don't have to be here every time. And once that happens, we're going in production mode.
That's a great place to be, though, to know that you can leave your baby home and you can go out to dinner.
Well, it's people like that. People like that, like my sister, that can, hold things down. And I was talking to people, I do consulting too. And I talk to, some of my consulting clients that are trying to scale their business and trying to figure it out. And, if you understand and you can outline what it is that they need to do in checklists, and you say, hey, this is the way I would do it, then you hand it over and you're clear, then they should be able to do it, Should be. You just got to find the right people that can implement that
is exactly
stuff.
True. You have to surround yourself with people, and the good thing about, dating Mike, he will be surrounded by a lot of people in the industry, but the one thing that he does surround himself with are really good, genuine-hearted people, and so they're giving opportunities to those who are showing that they want to put in the work.
Yeah.
Though I've been falling into things, and you still have to put in the work, and you still have to be able to put yourself at a position where sometimes it may work, sometimes it may not, but you have to work for what you want. And so I've been very fortunate and very grateful to have those opportunities. And I, speaking of consulting, considering that I had no idea what I was doing. I had genuinely zero set life except being a background a couple of times. A lot of people don't know what to do. They really don't. And I don't really consider myself someone who is, have been in the business that long, but having been in a business where I wasn't given that, I know now what I need. And so I'm actually going to be creating a little bit of a one-on-one consulting class for people who want to know how to start.
Perfect.
Because there's different little tiny things that you would just help you so much better. And had I known that when I started, it probably would have helped, a lot of headache and knowing how to do this. And especially when you're doing self-tapes. And I know there's a lot of self-tape classes and things, and this would be kind of just like a all-in-one kind of type package. But,
sure.
But a friend of mine and I are looking into, because she resides between Atlanta, Florida, and here, so she has the availability to take clients. And so we're going to see and see how many people out there really truly want to get in the business, but haven't yet because they just don't know where to start.
Is there the deliverables that need to happen before you guys start the production? Because you need to know that you're going to be able to distribute this movie, right? Before you get started, or no?
Not. That's even a Mike question.
Mike will get spoken to.
Oh, he will get spoken
He's going to get spoken to when we bring him on. But yeah, that'll be a fun episode for sure.
I will say not always. I do know a lot of filmmakers that I've met who will make the film and then throw it in the air like the Rain Man and hope that somebody will catch it and and distribute their movie. So not a lot of times, I'm actually working on a project with someone out in Los Angeles. We have the funding for it. We have pretty much a majority of the cast. We have everything set. We just don't have distribution. So it is something that we're, make the film. If you have that availability and you have that means, go ahead and do it. And then a lot of times what I have found is that if you make it, if you build it, they will come. So if you make it and then you show someone what you have and what the finished product is, then they go, okay, I see. Because reading a script and seeing it versus, seeing it in your head versus actually seeing it on the screen is completely different. So I would say no.
Yeah. Have you guys been to the American film market?
No. I can't speak for Mike, but I have not.
It's a really cool spot. Really good networking. You can also find, obviously a lot of the distributors that are out there. And it's a really cool event. So if you guys I think it's in November every year, but if you guys haven't been, I would recommend going. I was there once, and it's pretty cool. And people are like, open up their hotel rooms as like their booth, right, for their movie. Yeah, they invite people to their rooms, and you know what I mean? Like, it's a whole thing. Like, so
Secretary, are you writing this down?
Yeah, AMF is cool. It's a lot of BS, because people are always over talking and exaggerating the truth. So you don't necessarily know
what you're actually getting.
What you're getting, if what somebody's saying is the truth or 100% of the truth. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of, like, you can, on both sides, right? You can be talking to somebody that's like, oh, I can distribute this for you and blah, 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 and I can do that. So the BS from that side, and then you can have the BS obviously from the filmmaker's side too,
Right. No, that is absolutely true.
Yeah. But it's regardless of, it's just a really cool spot.
Oh yeah. No, we will discuss this over lunch.
You should absolutely go to AMF. Talking to you is just making me realize I just gotta I am very antsy. I gotta, not that I don't mind doing corporate work and commercials, and micro content for social media. Like, that's fine. It's fun. But like a film, like my show, like I really want to like just get that off the ground. And it's just one of those things that you just kind of got to do. When you guys did this Christmas, what?
Christmas for Sale.
Why a Christmas movie?
Honestly, the Christmas market is a huge market. And what we've slowly been finding out with all of these streaming services and COVID is the world has been shut down, and people are depressed because a lot has changed and rapidly. So it's hard to get yourself acclimated so quickly to something that you haven't been in your entire life. So happy, feel good Christmas movies, Christmas miracle movies.
Yeah, I heard faith-based movies are doing really well too.
Yes. So anything with a positive light, positive spin, positive anything.
Right.
That is, or fantasy right now. Anything that has it's supernatural, because anything that has to do with the actual world and real life, people don't want to deal with it. They want to see it. They're tired of it. So anything that's feel good or fictional in a sense, fun fictional.
What do you know about getting a Roku channel and Amazon? Do you know anything about that?
I don't. I do know of a few people who have dived a little bit into that, but I don't. I think Mike knows a little bit more about that.
So I heard, I heard of a friend of mine. There's a way now where you can have your own channel on like Roku and like Amazon. And I think that's going to be like the new wave here in the next 5 years, I would say, is that more and more people are going to be like having their own channel. Think about social media, right? But it's like, but more the content is like ultra focused, right? Like you already have like Paramount, which used to be Spike TV, right? So it's like men oriented, you know what I mean? And Hallmark, you got Hallmark Channel, right? And you've got the Discovery Channel, you've got the History Channel, you've got all of these different channels. So I think I think what's happening, and I'll share with you guys the link to the Roku people. But I think what you can do now is create your own channel, and then you can get content from a bunch of different people, right? You aggregate the content, and then you have your own channel. So you become
they utilize you. So is it kind of like the YouTube channels?
Yeah, it's like YouTube. Yeah, it's like a YouTube channel,
okay.
right? So it could be like completely legal. It could be like Spaghettionthewall. I'm gonna put this show on Roku because like it's already ready to go. You know what I mean? So like
that's really cool.
Yeah, and I'm like 80 episodes in. So if people wanna like chime on the Roku network or Amazon Fire Stick, they can access my channel. Do you have the Samsung TV? No, you don't.
The smart TVs?
Yeah, so
No,
Samsung,
no.
I got a Samsung, right? And like immediately it comes with its own streaming. And I mean, this content is wacky. They've got like some wacky content, like kids channel stuff. And I'm like, what is this? It's really weird. Or there's a detective show on there, but it's not quite there. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's
right.
like you can tell it didn't really have the budget, but it's out there. Like it's getting done.
Well,
it's interesting.
I was just channel surfing, and I think it was on Netflix. And I sent Mike a picture. I was like, who was it? Who did I? Oh, Adam Sandler. Mm-hmm. Adam Sandler has his own category in Netflix. It's just Adam Sandler movies or Happy Madison production movies. That's it.
Yeah.
And I was like, how does that happen?
Well, I mean,
wonder how that kind of...
I think he, kind of created his own genre, but maybe that's the future. It's like the genre, that you're thinking about and how you can create content with that and just try to be the network, right? Along with the content creators, right? Because like if you can probably find a bunch of content creators out there and get the content, right? And then you guys be the network, make the money, and then also be able to create content. So find other content creators that are doing the same things that y'all are doing and create, Like where's his the show you guys are working on right now?
Oh, so we are on Watch All Black. It used to be called the Urban Movie Channel, and then they changed it to Watch All Black, ALLBLK. But I think that's actually an affiliate of Amazon, so you can actually find that.
What's the show called?
A House Divided.
A House Divided, right? So you're one of the shows on this channel, right? Mm-hmm. What are some of the other?
It ranges. It ranges from comedies to Hallmark type stories to.
But is there a demographic?
It's predominantly for the Black community, all Black.
Right. So you go.
Black leads.
So I think that's what it is. I think that you can find content creators for your channel that's going to have that type of content for that demographic. And get like really granular on like, here's what you can expect in here. Like tiny houses, I think my friend Sandra in Baton Rouge, she's got like a micro show called like Tiny Houses, and that's all they're focused on. And it's like getting
like
streamed.
the home and gardens type shows and I mean everybody and their mom in the film industry is trying to create and distribute and have it on these major platforms. But I think it's very smart if you're like, well, if you're not going to take it, I'm going to make my own, and so. Right.
And then be at the helm. Fuck it, that's what, Melanie, next project. We're going to start that network, and then reach out to content creators. Go to these shows, go to, film festivals, find out who these content creators are, and then, get some distribution deals going.
I feel like, because the one thing that everybody's doing, because money obviously is always the one thing that nobody has. Shorts. Everybody's making shorts now, because obviously to make a full-length feature is maybe 100 to a couple 100,000 for the bare minimum for some of these. And I always thought, because Disney does this, so anytime that they do a Pixar movie, they do a Pixar short based on whatever that movie is.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's been since day one. They'll always have a short. And
like Olaf. does this and
Yeah.
Olaf does that. Yeah,
And
I saw that.
then, like Moana had one about these two little islands loving each other, and you know, and it's a cute little shorts. Nobody has a platform for shorts except for film festivals as well.
Right.
And a lot of times, you know, they want to make it into a big feature, and they want to make it into, you know, something that will be streamed on these major networks, or even just Roku or Fubu or TV One or any of them,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And to have a place for that, almost kind of like a grocery store. It's like, well, here you have your carrots, and here you have your, you know, horror, and here you have your feel good and your Christian and your, you know, suspense thriller.
Right.
For an opportunity for producers to go, oh, I like that concept. And then they can get in touch with you, because a lot of times, you know, everybody is creating their own content, sure, but they'll still take content. And sometimes they don't have the new content, and they want new content. So then they have to ask someone to create that content, which pushes back that filming to the, you know, so that's this, you know, domino effect, where if you were to go to this one set spot and go, well, okay, well, this is only a 20-minute movie, you know, sure, let me go ahead and see what this is all about. And then from there, you know, oh, I'd like that. And then, you know, your writer, your director, your other producer for that information. And then that's an opportunity, because submitting to film festivals is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing opportunity to get your stuff out there. But just like everything else, who's going to see it?
Right.
Who's going to be able to really... When are you going to have that opportunity to showcase what you can do?
I think what people fail to do when it comes to filmmaking is that they blow it all on the actual filmmaking and forget about one of the most important parts of it, and that's marketing. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, you know, if you can try and create that project for, you know, still make it good, but like on a smaller scale, and then spend more of that money on marketing, I think you're gonna see that people are gonna be watching it more. Dude, this is so cool, because like now my brain's like just more ideas. You know, I definitely want to get Life on Bourbon, you know, up off the ground.
Yeah, that was good. I really enjoyed that
Thanks.
table read. It was really good.
It's gonna be, you know, it's on the agenda.
It's on the list.
It's on the list. We're gonna get it done. Along with 8,000 other things that need to get done.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be fun. I'm definitely inspired. But tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram. It's Sarah with an H. And then I have an S in the middle of my name. So Sarah S. Fisher Actress for my Instagram handle. And then I'm also part of WIFT. It's Women in Film and Television. And you can also find them. It's WIFT_Louisiana. Go ahead and follow them. And especially men and women. But if you want to find amazing, you know, people in this industry, that's a great networking tool. We have meetings, and we call them Alice evenings, but little mingling, like mixers essentially, that you can meet other filmmakers, producers, I mean, you name it, makeup artists, you need it, we got it. So
Heck yeah. Well, reach out to Sarah if you guys are looking at getting involved in the business. She's definitely going to start. She's a wealth of knowledge, can definitely consult you on how to get started. And we'll definitely be working together on something, I'm sure. So things are happening. But thank you so much, Sarah, for coming on the show. Spaghetti on the Wall is brought to you by Leduc Entertainment for all of your digital marketing needs, videos, marketing, social media, whatever it is, branding. And we also can do consulting. And you can always find Spaghetti on the Wall on YouTube and anywhere you can find a podcast. We'll see y'all next time.